This is IQ Television. IQ means intelligence quotient. IQ is a measure of a person's reasoning ability. In short, it is supposed to gauge how well someone can use information and logic to answer questions or make predictions. IQ tests begin to assess this by measuring short and long-term memory. They also measure how well people can solve puzzles and recall information they have heard, and how quickly. Alfred Binet, French psychologist. He invented the first practical IQ test in 1904. Alfred Binet was a French psychologist who played an important role in the development of experimental psychology in France. At the time, the French government had laws requiring that all children to attend school. So, it was important to find a way to identify the kids who would need extra help. In 1904, as part of this effort, the French government asked Binet to help decide which students were most likely to experience difficulty in school. Binet and his colleague, Theodore Simon, began developing questions that focused on areas not explicitly taught in the classroom, such as attention, memory, and problem-solving skills. They then worked to determine which questions best predicted academic success. Binet and Simon ultimately came up with a test that included 30 questions, such as asking about the difference between boredom and weariness, or asking the test taker to follow a moving object with just one eye. This became known as the Binet-Simon scale and was the first recognized IQ test. At the outset of World War I, US Army officials were faced with the task of screening and classifying an enormous number of recruits. In 1917, the psychological examination of recruits, psychologist Robert Yerkes developed two IQ tests known as the Army Alpha and Beta tests. The Army Alpha was designed as a written test, while the Army Beta was made up of pictures for recruits who were unable to read or didn't speak. The tests were administered to over 2 million soldiers. The goal of the Alpha and Beta tests was to help the Army determine which men were suited for specific positions and leadership roles. After the war, the tests remained in use in worldwide and variety of situations outside of the military. Dr. Lewis Terman adapted the Binet-Simon test for students in America in collaboration with Stanford University and renamed it as Stanford-Binet scale. Why? Terman employed many tests from Binet's scale. He incorporated new tests based on his own methodical research, which provided a better presentation of population and included higher and lower age range. Latterly, Howard Gardner, an American developmental psychologist, described his theory in 1983 in his book Frames of Mind, The Theory of Multiple Intelligences. Here he explained his theory that everyone has different types of intelligence and may score highly on some and low on others. He calls these as intelligence types. An intelligence type is an indicator of your strengths and areas where you excel. Each intelligence type indicates different skills or smarts you are best suited for. There are 9 intelligence types. Naturalist, nature smart. Musical, sound smart. Logical mathematical, number reasoning smart. Existential, life smart. Interpersonal, people smart. Bodily kinesthetic, body smart. Linguistic, word smart. Intrapersonal, self smart. Spatial, picture smart. You can increase your IQ score on following 5 ways. Education. Exercise. Learning a new language. Meditation. Brain training programs. Howard Gardner mentioned an overview of each type. See if you can think of one person you know for each type of their future and kara. Naturalist, nature smart. Botanist. zoologist, oceanographer, agricultural scientist, gardener, astronomer, meteorologist, geologist, landscape architect, musical, sound smart, conductor, musician, piano teacher, composer, dance teacher, music therapist, choral director, sound engineer, logical mathematical, mathematician, economist, auditor, accountant, scientist, statistician, computer analyst, technician, teacher, existential, life smart, inspirational speaker, writer, clergy, author, philosopher, economist, blogger, businessman, interpersonal, people smart, human resources, counselor, manager, psychologist, public relations, social director, teacher, social activist, bodily kinesthetic, body smart, physical therapist, dancer, athlete, coach, fitness, gym expert, actor, mechanic, engineer, linguistic, word smart, public speaker, librarian, politics, radio announcer, TV host, journalist, lawyer, curator, speech pathologist, writer, marketing, intrapersonal, self-smart, psychologist, writer, therapist, counselor, social worker, theologian, entrepreneur, poet, politician, spatial, picture smart, architect, geometry teacher, engineer, surveyor, urban planner, graphic artist, interior decorator, photographer, pilot, cartographer. Let's we see the finals of IQ test and its distribution scale in population. 145 plus, exceptionally gifted has 0.0%. 130 plus, superior intelligence has 2.1%. 115 plus, high intelligence has 13.6%. 100 plus, above average has 34.1%. 85 plus, below average has 34.1%. 70 plus, low intelligence has 13.6%. 55 plus, mentally inadequate has 2.3%. Thanks for watching and stay tuned with us.